Hello, everybody. My name is Oliver Bass, otherwise known as Bass on the Pass, joined alongside by none other than Pyro J, and this is the Esports.net Recap Show, a show recapping key moments and key events from around the world of esports in the last week. And well, today we're talking about Rocket League. Pyro, this is a, little bit of a hometown topic for the both of us here, as we are both, sort of raised within the Rocket League scene. And well, that's why this one is oh so interesting to us, because we're starting off talking about the recent ban wave that we have seen within Rocket League. Now, this is interesting for a number of reasons. I think the overarching reason is this is the first time we have seen it directly for issues within competitive play. Many other times when we've seen ban waves, we have seen it through tradings of items, or whether it be, outside influence from other things that, aren't necessarily supposed to be doing in game. A good example of something similar that was happening recently was that you were not allowed to have custom titles in game if you were trying to forge titles that were from RLCS. In comparison, this one is about bots. And this is, like we said, interesting because this doesn't happen very often, Pyro.
No, in video games in general, and hardly ever in Rocket League. Rocket League was like this cute little bubble that existed outside of all other video games. While you're playing Warzone and you have to deal with botted shooters that are mowing everybody down, or even in Fortnite, you never know what video game. But Rocket League was exempt of that until people figured out how to implement bots that have been brought up through machine learning over and over again how to do the perfect flick or the perfect dribble and execute them in their own ranked games. People were losing to bots, not the ones like Junker or the ones that are like at the novice setting, like actually good bots. And this existed for weeks, Bass, until there was some form of a solution, which of course was the ban wave.
Yeah, the ban wave is huge, not only because of the fact that it actually gets rid of most of, if not all of the bots. They're still trying to figure this out, but it's also now implementing an anti-cheat, or at least it's forcing Psyonix to start working on one at that. We're not really sure of the progress of the anti-cheat as it stands right now, but it's very clear Psyonix is well aware of the fact that they are starting to have other issues outside of just the normal competitive integrity. Again, normal bans are something that have existed in the game of a lot, not necessarily ban waves, but often for toxicity, or if it's verbal chat abuse or anything similar. When it comes to just an overarching ban wave, this is kind of crazy, especially considering this is one of the most busy times for Rocket League that we have ever seen. Normally, the player base has been somewhere around the couple 100,000, let's say 300,000 to 400,000 range. We're getting closer up to 800,000 players concurrently, overall right now, just due to Rocket League getting a little bit of an increased popularity on consoles. So it's important to see that Psyonix is putting in this amount of work. It is really cool to see that they are making sure to keep up to date with other stuff like this. And again, it also really is promising for the future, as there will be anti-cheat implemented as time goes on. Because, listen, Pyro, I hate to say this, as again, I don't want this to happen, but I doubt this is the last time we're going to see a ban wave within Rocket League. As time goes on, there will be more exploits found, and honestly, we could even see some more of those soon.
Listen, and it was only recently that Rocket League even implemented the option to specifically report users for verbal or text harassment or a bad name that they've named themselves. Now there's a new option for, hey, I think this guy's a bot. Can you examine them and ban them? This has even had other conversations about the future of Rocket League in terms of these people that were developing the AI-generated bots. Are they going to stop making them publicly available? I think they discussed stopping that just in case the bot problem gets even worse. These plugins that are used through the Bacchus mod were talked about potentially being banned from Rocket League as well. Yet Bacchus mod is used for so many other reasons that allows the Rocket League community to flourish. For example, the beautiful custom overlays that you see on broadcasts for professional sports that uses Bacchus mod. So it's a bigger conversation about the external implications of what this means in terms of players actually being able to use these mods for ill intent. So yeah, I don't think the story is over either, Bass. I think this could very well be the tip of the iceberg. But as we keep on going in this very exciting time of Rocket League, we will continue to learn what the reaction is. And Bass, it is an exciting time in Rocket League. We've got a new season, new rewards, new everything in what Rocket League is calling today, January 25th, the opening of Neon Nights.
Oh, Neon Nights is an interesting thing. We've seen, I believe, this exact event before, or at least many other events in the Rocket League's past. Rocket League has been doing events on a pretty regular basis, and they kind of changed the format up, I want to say about a year ago, to where there's a sort of different formatting for what you will get rewards, what rewards you will exactly get. This one is unique, though, because in many days past, we have seen Rocket League partner with different music to try and promote their events, whether that would be creators within Rocket League, Athena being a very good example of that. It was basically the anthem they created for the World Championship, or partnering with Monster Cat, a music, I believe, either distributor or a record label, and using them with all of their artists to create basically anthems on Multitude for the game itself. This time, though, Rocket League is actually partnered with an individual artist outside of Rocket League and not within a major record label within Cochise. This is a rapper from South Florida. They were on the XXL freshman class of last year. They are very up and coming, so it's interesting to see Rocket League branching out to not only work with other artists outside of Rocket League, but to also try and go for artists that are at a higher level, at a relatively large popularity at this point. So again, very large for Rocket League, and very interesting to see how they're kind of developing their partnerships, if you will.
Music has a very intimate relationship with Rocket League and the fans as well. The way that they accept new artists and the music that's then been developed by Monster Cat is almost universally loved by Rocket League fans. So it's always a good sign to see major artists like Cochise getting involved in having a player anthem in the game. That means when you score the goal, what song is going to play is kind of your celebration after the goal explosion comes out of the goal. So it's really cool to see this from Cochise, but that's not all that players have to be excited about for this new season. There's even some limited time modes that Rocket League has enjoyed debuting, or reoccurring modes that they like to unveil once again for Neon Knights. The first one being Spike Rush in the first week or two, and the next one being a new one called Speed Demon. Apparently there's demo on contact, there's double power from the boost. It's all about pace, power, and precision. In contrast to Spike Rush, which is just, I don't know, you get lucky with the spikes. Either way, Bass, it's supposed to be a good time.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. It's also, again, the first event of the year as well. 2023 literally just started, or so it feels like. I'd like to think that we're still at the beginning of January at this point. But we'll see what this ends up turning into. For now, I'm really excited. I do think that Neon Lights is going to be a huge deal. And again, it's also cool because of the fact that we just get to see a new partnership, which could lead to more things for Rocket League in the future, especially considering limited time modes are something people have been asking for. Like you said, with a brand new limited time mode being added, I think this is going to be a good time for Rocket League. And again, as we just mentioned in the last article as well, with a booming player base, this could be the very first event for many of the newer players that are playing in it. And so to them, I say both good luck and have fun. These events are a lot of fun. Don't take the new modes too seriously. I've seen some people who grind them. You remember this when, what was it, Heatseeker came out and we were having Heatseeker Pros. Johnny Boy was throwing tournaments for Heatseeker Pros. Yeah, yes. So let's see. Listen, as much as I like Speed Demon, I think it's going to be interesting. Let's not have everybody turn it into a competitive community.
Yeah, I think we'll keep the pros to the esports winter split of RLCS that is beginning now and has began the last weekend as well. We'll keep that to the professional sphere, which, hey, Bass, hopefully we continue to keep up to date with and help inform using this show.
Yeah, well, we're going to hopefully talk about that next week. But for now, that is all that we have. Thank you again for tuning in. We hope that you enjoyed. My name is Oliver Bass, joined alongside by Pyro J, and we will see you guys next week. Have a good one.